The National Environment Agency hosted a validation workshop on Monday for the Climate Resilience Banjul, Enhancing Urban Resilience in the Greater Banjul Area project. This multi-million-dollar initiative aims to combat the escalating threats of climate change, such as rising sea level, floods, and extreme weather, particularly affecting the Gambia's coastal regions. When this road. Backed by a $14 million grant from the Global Environment Facility known as GEF and implemented in partnership with UNEP, the project focuses on ecosystem-based adaptation and sustainable urban planning. It seeks to strengthen Banjul's resilience against flooding, erosion, and environmental degradation. Following an inception workshop in November 2024, an international consultant collaborated with UNEP to develop a project document tailored to the country's specific needs. On Monday, August 18, 2025, NEA gathered stakeholders to validate the document to align it with the project's objectives. Adaptation is the Executive Director of the National Environment Agency.
We are faced with a lot of challenges in the urban areas, from flooding to waste management to heat stress. All those things we know we are facing those kind of things. What can we do to change that one? And then you realize that we are also very vulnerable to a lot of issues related to climate change induced situation. So the project that we are talking about here is actually scaling of investment in ecosystem-based adaptation and sustainable urban planning through inclusive and informative approaches, as well as addressing immediate vulnerabilities while fostering long-term climate resilient and sustainable development for the Gambia.
He further acknowledged the government of the Gambia's commitment to fighting climate change, highlighting the introduction of this crucial initiative aimed at complementing that effort. Director Baji urged participants to assess the document thoroughly to achieve its goals.
In line with that, the Gambia has partnered with development partners such as the Global Environment Facility and UNEP, particularly the Adaptation Unit of the United Nations Environment Program, to develop a project document in consultation with almost all the necessary stakeholders. I think we have one of this project has really consulted with every party that we felt deemed fitting to contribute towards the development of this project. And then today, most of you will be here or are already here to witness the validation, to see what contribution you have done are actually reflected in the report, so that when we are implementing it, it becomes a collective responsibility, not a PMU or any of the Ministry of Environment's responsibility. So this project actually is here to support that.
Key components of the project include restoring degraded ecosystems, enhancing urban drainage, and promoting nature-based solutions. Boubacar Zaidi Jallo, the Deputy Permanent Secretary at the Ministry of Environment, Climate Change and Natural Resources, described the event as a crucial step towards strengthening resilience in the Greater Banjul area against climate change. He further recognized the effects of rising sea levels and flooding, among other issues, and explained how the project will address these challenges.
It will drive transformational change to three targeted pillars. The first one being strengthening governance by embedding climate resilience into urban planning laws as well as infrastructure standards, and providing a solid foundation for mandatory climate risk assessments. Secondly, it will also continue promoting ecosystem-based adaptation. Efforts will focus on protecting and restoring our natural defenses such as wetlands and mangroves, which function as green infrastructure against floods and storms, and also the greening of the environment, as Dr. Baji mentioned, in terms of aesthetic value. Finally, it also seeks to have a knowledge revolution by aiming to empower communities by equipping them with real-time climate data as well as working on strengthening early warning systems.
The governor of Kanifing Municipality, Bakari Kara Singate.
If we all commit to working towards making our environment better and enhancing it to a level that this project wants us to take it, I think we will do justice to all the time we have spent on this project.
Along with the Minister of Environment, Climate Change and Natural Resources, Rohijan Manjang, said their thoughts on the initiative and how it could be actualized.
Let's make sure that we give the document what it deserves. It's an opportunity that will hardly come our way again. This is to set up the right framework and the practice that will get us to achieving our objective. It's a first project in the Gambia. We all agree that in as much as we have the infrastructure, we need to keep the environment resilient to stand the climate shocks that we are all exposed to, especially as a developing country.
The project emphasizes community involvement in planning and implementation and aims to improve urban planning practices by integrating climate considerations into development strategies. The initiative strives to protect over 350,000 people in the Greater Banjul area, reinforcing the commitment to addressing climate challenges. Maria Madam, reporting for Star TV News.